Welcome into another edition of the Gator Nation Football Podcast Film Review. I'm your host, James DiVirgilio, and on today's episode, we'll take a look at Florida's offense versus LSU's defense. Coming into this game, LSU, a team that plays man 40% of the time, a team that's better stopping the run than they are stopping the pass, and a team that doesn't play zone well. What LSU does best, though, is generate pressure. Top 5 in the country at pressure generation, whether it's 3 or 4 man, they can flat out get after the quarterback. We felt like entering this game, Florida's game plan was going to have to be able to complete some explosive passes and handle the pressure of LSU. How would Florida handle LSU's man defense? How would DJ Lagway, making his third start for Florida, he's actually going to finish entirely, how would he handle this challenge with an injured hamstring? As always, if you like this content, sub to this channel, follow us on social media. Check out our weekly podcast where we bring you in-depth analysis of the Gators, and drop us a dono where you can support our efforts to bring you more of this type of content all season long. Now, Florida and Billy Napier going first. First win versus Brian Kelly. Lagway trying to stay what I'm going to call undefeated. Of course, the announcers are going to tell you he's going to wind up being 3-1. I'm not really sure how you count that Georgia start against him, since he most certainly did not finish the game and he left with a lead. At any rate, how would Florida handle LSU's game plan in this game? And LSU, a team that has been struggling, showed that on film, as you're going to see blown assignments and opportunities that they gave Florida that Florida took advantage of. All right, bear with me. My voice is not 100% this week, so you're going to hear some voice issues and whatnot. My apologies there. But as always, I hope you enjoyed the film review. The Gators defense gets a stop on 4th down. Then Florida's offense promptly goes backwards twice on 2 penalties. So we are at 1st and 25. For those of you that have followed this channel for any amount of time, you know just how much, of course, I love empty sets. Florida's going to put ball out into an empty look here. And we're going to run a 3 verticals concept here. And in fact, Lagway is going to miss an opportunity right out of the gate. But I love the aggression here from Billy Napier on 1st down and 25 with Lagway, who we know loves to read essentially high to high, essentially where he wants to throw vertical passes whenever possible. He's going to throw one here, but he's going to have Hansen open instead. But in reality, he could have probably made either one of these receivers open, depending upon what he did. I'm going to show you what happened on this particular play. As we roll the film, you're going to see these routes that I just mentioned. We're going to have 2 basically hold down routes here. Mizell here, just keeping the defenders down low underneath. That way we can run these vertical routes over top. Let's watch this as it goes off your screen. We're not going to get any great angles of this. I'm going to pause it here, kind of show you what's happening. You're going to have Hansen off of your screen right there. And Lagway right now, right foot hits, committed to making this throw over the linebackers and then into the space that he sees. And as we roll this forward, you're going to get a defender coming in here. Question, of course, should be, who is that defender? Well, he started down low. Let's rewind this now for you so you can see where he was at the start of the snap. And then you're going to see, you just saw his helmet blur. So he's covered up right now by this area. Watch his helmet pop out here for us on the screen. You're going to spot it right there. Here he is. So he's starting off as a corner on the number 1 and then dropping back right here, free safety over here into cover 3. So LSU's playing cover 3. Florida's going to run 3 verts here. Of course, you all know I'd like to run 4 verts versus cover 3, but we are going to wind up with essentially a 2-on-1 on this dropping corner, right? That's who we are attacking here, and that's who Florida wants to make pay. And Lagway very quickly is going to open up read this at this point, and we have the dropping defender right about here. He's in between both of them, right where he should be, and he is going to declare versus a 3-man rush to make this pass right now when he should actually wait. And I'll show you why he should wait as we watch this ball travel. He should wait because he's 2-on-1ing this player, and you want him to declare one way or the other, right? We want him either to go towards DK before the ball is thrown or to come over here along the sideline before this ball is thrown as well. And that way, Lagway does have a better window to make this pass. By Lagway throwing this ball a little bit too early, it allows him to effectively cover both receivers, right? He's covering both receivers, and the 2-on-1 that Florida set up is going to be wasted. Now, this is a pretty bang-bang play here. Could be pass interference. I'm okay with a no call here in large part because he timed this so well. he's playing the ball as well. And I think the officials saw that. But for Florida, this could have been a huge play if Lagway just hangs on a little bit longer, as Florida is 2-on-1ing that dropping corner there in a cover 3. A big opportunity as DK wants that pass interference call. We're not going to get a great look at this from the end zone camera either, unfortunately, because we're not going to see the whole field. But you're going to have to imagine what I told you, and you're going to get a little shot here. Hansen off your screen, DK right here, and there's your third vertical. Watch as we play this out. Lagway's going to decide very quickly at this point. Everything looks good. We're fine here. Very quickly at this point that he's going to make this throw. But in reality, he should hold this. He has no pressure. He has time. Hold this a little longer, as I mentioned. And right here, he's not going to get as much of a break, right? So if you're Lagway, what can you do? Well, you want to basically either look right at this safety for as long as you possibly can and make him declare, or you can move him by picking a receiver with your eye. So Lagway could look to the outside receiver here, Hansen, stare him down, have this safety roll over, then put this ball on the seam. He could do vice versa as well. He could stare right here into DK and then throw this ball to that side. That's the preferred option. Ideally, if you can get him to jump on DK, you know there's no one that can help on this wheel route here up the sideline, this fade up the sideline, because the center safety, of course, is not going to play that. If you do look to the outside first and he slides here, and of course you have a really good safety, he might be able to make a play. But again, either one is an option, including just staring right at the safety. Lagway instead chooses to pull the trigger too early. If he waits and lets this play out, he's got a chance for a big play. But I like Florida 2-on-1ing a dropping safety or a safety. I call for it every single game. I'll keep calling for it forever. I think it's one of the best ways to play football, especially if you have a guy like Lagway. But instead, again, this ball's not going to work because you have a cover 3 dropper who is doing his job, dropping, keeping eyes on the quarterback, essentially able to handle this 2-on-1 that Florida sends him. But correct play call here for Florida by 2-on-1ing this dropping corner, and not good execution here by DJ Dimes. Wait a little longer here, DJ. Read this out a little bit more, and you've got a chance for possibly a touchdown, or at the very least, a big play here where your safety might come make a tackle. Instead, it goes for an incomplete pass on 1st and 25. 3rd down and 12 now for the Gators. Coming into this game, we knew that Florida was going to face a lot of man. LSU plays 40% in man as it is, and versus Florida, they're not a very good zone team playing against a quarterback who's immobile. In this case, as DJ Lagway is going to be, they're going to play man even more, and they certainly played plenty of it in this game. Florida, you love to see him elect for more rub routes, what I'm going to call more team-oriented routes and man-to-man, but that's just not largely what Billy does. He does do it. We've profiled it here on the channel, but most of the time, he just wants to go one-on-one and beat somebody. The windows are small, and the throws can be difficult. Pay attention to the top of your screen, as we're going to have DK working one-on-one up top. We're going to clear that out. LSU declaring straight man right now. Florida knows it, right? Cover 1 man. Nothing special about this. Pick your matchup and go to it. DK wants to win to the inside. He's going to try to give a little shake here to eventually get to the inside on this dig route. It's going to be very well played from a guy Florida went against multiple times in this game. 14 here of LSU. Outside release. Now he's got to work back inside. Lagway climbing the pocket here. Nice handle of the rush by Dixon on the outside. Funnel that to the outside. And now you've got to put this pass on the money, right? This is completely blanketed. I mean, there's just nothing here. Florida's not helping themselves out with any route combinations here. So you're just going one-on-one on this dig route. Do you win or not? And DK absolutely does not win, right? He does not win. However, this is an absolutely ridiculous dime by DJ Dimes. I mean, it's a tough catch, but wait till you see the other angle. This is a phenomenal throw. And DK almost comes down with this right here. Probably should have, probably wishes he would have. But this is a ridiculous throw on 3rd down and 12 from DJ Dimes. And DK knows it. DK is like, man, I was completely blanketed. How in the world did he get this ball in? Now, nice look here. Again, DK wants to release to the inside, right? He'd like to get on this side of him for this dig route, but he decides early on he can't. He makes the move to the inside. He's getting inside leverage, which is correct here, right? Correct here. They don't want to allow him to go to the inside. We're basically at the numbers, push this to the outside. So far, everyone's doing the right thing. Now DK says, I got to take my release to the outside, and I got to find a way to get back inside. So I'm going to head fake here. Hope he goes for this. He's not going to go for this. He's playing the inside the whole way. It's perfect work there by the DB. Now 14's not going to get his head around in time because DJ's anticipating this throw a little bit here and puts it right. I mean, look at this stick right on his hands. Completely blanketed. Again, tough catch. That ball's coming with a lot of velocity. DK's got a hand on his left shoulder. But that is an absurd throw, and also a ton of confidence to throw that ball on time on that dig in that moment and almost completed on 3rd down and 12. Here's the look. I mean, look at this pass. Are you kidding me? I mean, DJ's going to have his moments in this game where he throws 2 picks that should have been picks, but are you serious with that? I mean, that is blanketed. Look at this. When he releases this, that's what he's seeing. There's nothing there. There's no hole to throw that ball into. That's cold. That is nuts. And unfortunately, DK cannot help him out, but tons of velocity on that ball. That's never a completion in any world. Most quarterbacks aren't even trying to throw that ball, let alone put it right on his hands and then give him a chance right here. Almost has it to come down with that for the conversion. Florida does not. Florida's going to punt, but look, I love seeing that out of DJ. In fact, I love so much of what I see on film in this game and what I've seen all year long. He's a bit of a gunslinger. He reads high to low, as we talked about, sometimes perhaps even high to high. But the confidence to fit these balls into these windows is exactly what you want to see out of a guy who's got NFL talent and a really high ceiling. You don't want him to be gun shy. You want him to trust that he can make NFL level throws even as a freshman. And here he is on 3rd and 12 attempting to do just that. 1st and 10, Florida, nothing. Florida forcing an LSU punt. Moving along here in the first quarter, still early action. This should be DJ Lagway's first interception of the game. This is going to be a poor read by DJ where he stays on the middle read. Let's call it the higher read in this situation. He should come down lower. Let's let this roll here in live time and just see what exactly happens in real time. What do we have here? We've got some good stuff from LSU. 42 dropping from deep, let's call it, right? Dropping from deep into the line of scrimmage. And here's the look from the end zone. Better look. Look at how this play starts if you're Lagway. So we're going to motion in. He's going to pass this off. Motion in right here. We're going to pass that off. Look like we're running split zone here on the run game. We're going to fake a split zone run. Florida's best running play consistently throughout the Napier era. And then look how far we have sucked him in. He's basically at the line of scrimmage, right? That's a huge win. Now Lagway's up and reading. Essentially, he's reading here first. Watch his helmet. Now he's going to come around here to the second read, and he doesn't see him at all right now. Notice the traffic that is in his eye window. He does not see him dropping. All he sees is all of this green grass, and he feels like, I definitely have this throw. There's no one there. Sets up, still doesn't see him. At this point in time, doesn't see 42 at all. Again, he just sees Chaser here, and he sees all this green grass and thinking, I've got a big chunk play right here. Put it on him, right? Unfortunately, again, that's a deep drop. That is, I mean, you are coming from nowhere here. Look at where 42 was as DJ's dropping back one more time. Here we go, right? Drop back. Take a look. Now my eyes are on my receiver. Set my feet and get it to him, right? That's how fast that happens. Eyes are on my receiver. He's open. Set my feet, get it to him. There's no world where he's going to see 42 dropping right in the window. And, I mean, he just throws it right to him. LSU earns this pick but doesn't get it. They earn this pick but don't get it. Now, at this point in time, obviously, for DJ, you'd like to be able to see this, let this play out for a second. You've got great protection yet again. Kudos here to the offensive line, especially given LSU's pressure rate coming into this game. Top 5 in the country in pressure rate, even when they're just bringing 4, right? They get a lot of pressure. This is an excellent job here by Florida's O-line. And obviously, when he watches the film, Lagway himself is going to say, I've got to come off this read here. I've got to go. I've got nothing here, right? That was the first read high. Second read is really mid, but let's just call it high for the purposes of this. And your last one's low, right? So you're going to go 1, 2, 3. You got to come here. But in his defense, didn't see that dropper. Dropper came from an absurdly deep position. That's football. Sometimes that happens. And so in this case, again, he's going to want to see this and say, I got to go here. How do I recognize this better next time? Well, I think the answer is he's got about a half more second he can wait on this crosser he has time, right? You're running off this side. Any linebacker you're dropping from here, if you're running off this side, you're going to have a window here to throw this ball. If you have the protection, you can give this another second. And in that case, he is going to see the dropper. And then, of course, he still has enough time to get this ball out here. You can't wait too much longer. You cancel this route as well, and then you're just dead, right? But another beat or two more, he gets a chance. But on this play, really, look, sometimes the defense gets it right. And that's a really tough one for any quarterback to spot in that scenario. Florida very fortunate that that right there does not become an interception, as it definitely should have. LSU's wishing they had that one. Lagway very happy they do not. 3rd and 7 now. Florida living right after not having that pass intercepted. And what is LSU going to play? That's right, cover one man. Why wouldn't they? They believe that they can match up well against Florida. Perhaps still not trusting in DJ Lagway. Again, I think the meta against DJ is to sit back in coverage, right? But LSU's zone defense is terrible, and they don't trust it even against a quarterback who can't run. So they'd say, hey, let's play man instead. But if I'm playing against DJ, I'm definitely sitting back in more of a cover 4. I'm forcing him to throw a bunch of balls underneath he doesn't want to throw, and I'm attempting to rob what we just saw earlier from LSU. But here in man, if Lagway knows where he wants to go pre-snap, he's super dangerous because he just does not really throw a bad ball in these situations. In pre-snap, he's going to want to go up top. Right away, we're going to open, read the safety, make sure he stays glued up here. Then I know that I've got the route that I want to hit, right? Little slant fade action coming up here. Slot fade, slant underneath it. There it is. Easy throw window. We can read all of this in one shot. Keep the safety here. Read this window. Do I like the slant? Do I like my fade? Which one do I want? Well, we already know Lagway is going to read high to low, which I love. Let's read high to low. Let's see if we can't get on 3rd and 7. A chunk play. We don't need to be conservative. DK wins on the route. And look at this pass. I mean, that is an absolute just dime right there from DJ Dimes. It doesn't get any better than this. I mean, the guy almost never misses any kind of chunk yardage play. It's absurd. I don't care if you're a freshman or you're an NFL quarterback. I mean, this is sensational ball placement yet again from DJ. The coverage there is fine. I mean, he got beat. 11 gets beat. He doesn't get cooked. There's not a humongous window there. But Billy again settles for just straight up non-complimentary routes. Let's just go one-on-one. Let's run a slant. Let's run a slot fade and see if we win. And Florida wins here again. And again, this is one reason why I think the Lagway effect, which we've covered on social media and on the pod and here on Film Review, is real. Lagway is so elevating this offense because his hit rate on one-on-one style routes where you're not really getting offense by design per se, you're not scheming guys open, is just abnormally high for a freshman in college football. And it's high even for a veteran, and it would be satisfactory for an NFL quarterback on just his deep balls alone. It's that good, and Florida takes advantage right here. And DK, of course, is loving it, right? If you're a pass catcher anywhere in the country, you want to play for a guy like DJ Dimes because if you win, there's the win, you're going to get a ball like that. Just put right on you. That's your reward. You run this route right here, you're off on the slot fade, you win by a step, maybe step and a half, and you get this ball. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? Who doesn't want to run routes for that guy? I mean, that's just glorious stuff from DJ Dimes. Florida living right, again, getting a gift. LSU not making Florida pay with that interception instead. Now Florida marching down the field. 1st and 10, LSU was loaded up in the box for a lot of this game. 7 in the box here. They frequently had 7 guys in the box. 1st down and 10, Florida in a 2x2. This is a very good pre-snap look to pass, right? Florida could obviously be aggressive here in the pass. Overhang defender here. He's playing both run and pass. He's going to be a fit or freeze defender. A lot of options here play calling wise. Billy going to elect to run the ball. Florida's run the ball quite a bit already in this game. Going to elect to run it and going to elect to run using split zone, right? Florida, again, most consistent run play for them is split zone. And they're going to do it here again. Boardingham, this time well disguised, not coming from a normal H-back spot, coming across the formation in motion. Got a wham here. Got to seal this up and give the running back a 3-way go, right? Give him a 3-way go. Let's see what happens here with the flow. And Florida's off and running early. Key block's got to be here on the unblocked man. Off the edge, Boardingham, wham, right there. Going to have that block. Now we look promising here. We're winning here and here. Let's hit the A gap and see what we can't get. Big, important block here by Slaughter. Slaughter's got to get this block next to make it work. And just at the last second, he's going to get in here and turn LSU's linebacker 40 enough. Does he hold? Probably. Gets away with one there. And that is going to spring us. You can see Barber hanging on up top, middle of your screen there. Barber hanging on right here. And now Jackson able to get out. And we are off and running. A chunk play there for the Gators. Offensive line cooking. Split zone again. Florida's best look pretty much all the time in the run game is the split zone. There's Boardingham coming across. Wham right there. Create that A-gap hole. Key block again right here. Here as well. Key block there. Does he hold right there? He kind of turns his shoulder pads. Could have gotten called. Again, you can call holding on most every play. Could have gotten called. Doesn't. Second one here. Really important one from Barber. We just saw. Gets that one. And we're off to the races. But Florida, nice piece of running there against LSU. LSU's run defense much better than their passing defense. Florida struggled to run the ball in this game. The numbers looked very favorable in the box score, but that is largely inflated by the knockout touchdown at the end of this game, which we'll see on this film review. But up until then, they were running at an adequate level. Certainly nothing amazing, but a nice run here from Jackson early on. 1st and 10, Lagway lined up at receiver. On this film review, if you're an LSU fan, you're going to see LSU just do a lot of things that aren't great assignment football-wise. They're going to wind up in the right assignment here, but as this game goes on, you're going to see some blown assignments, and you're going to see some confusion, despite the fact that it's just Lagway out here doing his best wide receiver impression. Keep watching LSU secondary as they're signaling. There's your top of the screen, 14 signaling. Free safety looked confused. Number 1 down here on the bottom of the screen, he's looking around, right? A lot of confusion. Hey, look, no one's guarding 14. Nobody's guarding the slot. Right there, that's your communication. No one's guarding the slot. Hey, look, man, get that guy. Okay, you're right. Now he's looking back over here, but if I go here, are you going over here? There's a motion guy now, but it's the quarterback. I don't really know what's going on. Just a lot of confusion from LSU, and it's not particularly going to get better once Lagway gets back here. Now, we're going to communicate this way. We're still looking here. We're going to look to the sideline. There's a lot of stuff going on with LSU's defense here where they're just not particularly comfortable with what they should be doing, and they do eventually get into man, right? They are going to be where they want to be. Not beautiful pre-snap. We're in man. We're good, and there's your safety, right? So we got to figure it out. Now Lagway knows right away, hey, this guy's so far over here, there's not a thing he can do about this slant and go. I'm going to take this no matter what happens here because I love it. Now the question is, does it work? Do I get what I need out of this? And obviously early on, Lagway does what he does best, which is to hit this stem of the route right here, right foot in reading. And then as we take this play a little further, the key to this play is going to be the fake that you see right there. And it's not going to take much. We're not going to get a huge win where he jumps this entirely, but just the peek into the backfield here, right? Just the peek that we have right here is going to be enough as he's looking to see, hey, is this a slant route? If it is, I'm driving down on it. Is enough here to pull him in to allow the space for Badger to run this slant and go to the outside. There it is. And now the best thing about Lagway is a good deep ball thrower is he's not going to wait to see what happens. He throws this ball right now. Ball's out. Doesn't necessarily look amazing, right? Again, he didn't eat this. We're not already behind him. We're not taking this up the sideline for an easy tutty. This still looks covered, but Lagway knows right here, as soon as he dove looking at him, they make eye contact, he's underneath, that he's going to have his back turned the entire play. He now needs to throw a nice catchable ball to the outside of his frame, and he should give Badger a chance here for 6. Badger's head around, defender not looking, just like we just mentioned. If you're not looking, you can't play defense, and LSU is going to turn right here. He is going to turn and try to play the ball. He realizes because Badger is obviously turning all the way around like this, the ball must be coming, otherwise he would not be doing that. Needs to make a play. Head snaps around right here. But this ball is far enough outside, right into the breadbasket, and miraculously, Badger actually gets in the end zone, something we almost never see from Badger. He always seems to get tackled inside the 5-yard line, but here he actually scores. So Florida opting again for a sluggo versus man, not trying to run a rub route, not trying to run what you call maybe a team route here per se, but just going one-on-one. They do elect a double move. They do elect one of my favorite routes here in the Sluggo. I think Florida would be wise when teams play them man, especially with DJ Dimes, to run all sorts of double moves. Pick your favorite ones, right? Hitch and go, post corner, corner post, out and up, whatever you want. Throw a bevy of double moves at these corners because Lagway is so accurate, even if you get what you get on this play, this Sluggo, which is not terribly covered, right? He doesn't totally eat that fake like his favorite cookie, but Lagway still makes him pay. And here it is one more time. All 22 view, not my drawing. That looks like an angle route, not a Sluggo, but not a lot is going to happen here. He's not going to totally eat this slant. And that makes sense because A, it's first down. B, we haven't thrown a slant route yet. There's no reason to do it, right? And C, he knows Lagway loves to throw deep. So there's no real reason for him to eat this slant. He just looks in. All he does is look in. All he does here is look in. That's it. He looks in, and that's all it takes. Now his eyes are back on the receiver. He's going to make a quick man turn right there. And that's all great stuff. I'm grading him. This is all really good. But this is why DJ is so good. It's why DJ Dimes as a freshman is so special with his vertical passing. He does not waste any time, as I mentioned before. Right on it. Rip that throw. Trust what you just saw. Touchdown. I mean, that's just sensational stuff from the freshman quarterback. Great stuff from the Gators. Again, they're playing on what I'm going to call hard mode to a certain degree without ever trying to even attempt to run really rub route concepts in these situations versus man. But hey, look, Badger was on fire in this game. He was cooking. DJ was cooking. And one of the major reasons why DJ is a special talent, it doesn't take scheming to win. You can run basic man-to-man routes, one-on-one, my guy versus your guy, one-on-one drills, right, that every team runs every single. Let's go one-on-ones. That's pretty much everyone's favorite drill in football. Let's go one-on-one, see what we got. And DJ's exceptional at that. And Badger, obviously, in this game especially, was getting open frequently, and DJ finds him. Right here for 6, Florida on the board, up 7-0 at home versus the Tigers. Each week now on film, I've talked about just how quick Jaden Ball is to get to the edge. And every single week, teams are seeing this on film. They're watching it in their film rooms, and they're telling all the defensive linemen, look, this dude is super quick. If 13's back there, you need to make sure you hold the edge. Do not let him turn the edge. You have to seal this off. And you're going to see Ball do what Ball does best here. Mizell on the jet sweep. We're going to try to hold, widen this out, get a little bit of motion going this way, because ultimately we want to run the ball, right, zoning this way. Unblocked man right here. He's the first defender the Ball needs to beat. He's coming in unblocked, untouched, immediately goes right down the line of scrimmage. And now LSU with their edge defender here. This looks good. Like, again, right now on film, stop the film right now. This looks good. LSU's in good shape here. We'll take a step out here and seal this off. Free man chasing. This is going for nothing. Right on first down and 10, we're going for nothing. But as this develops out, all Ball's doing here is now we're just in a foot race. We're foot racing out here. That's it. Nothing special happening. Not even an inside head fake like we've seen before. We are just racing to the outside. The unblocked man can't catch us. We have not done anything here on the block to win, right? Nothing to win here. But we do essentially not allow a clean release. That's important. As we're hand fighting here, we do not allow 19 to shove into us and then push off into space. So that is important there, even if we have not gotten, right, not sealed the edge here. That's because the play is not designed to go out here to the outside, right? The play was designed to go in here, and he ended that. And now we're bouncing it out. And again, we talked a lot about how Ball just gets stuff done on his own. And here he is again, somehow fast enough to turn the corner on his own. And unblocked man can't get him. Edge guy setting the edge in the right spot to set the edge, cannot get him. And now we're going to headhunt. Now we're looking for guys in the secondary that are undersized, that don't want the smoke, especially a free safety. He doesn't want the smoke at all. He's turtling up already. He's going to lean the shoulder in, but he's thinking, hey, I don't want this smoke, man. I've seen your film. I don't need this in my life. Just step out of bounds here. You don't want this. You don't want to give me a hit. You don't want to have this. And Ball's like, nah, man, I'm not going out of bounds. I'm driving right through. I'm going to finish. Bam. Check. I'm going to boom. I'm going to finish this, right? I'm going to send you into the sideline. I mean, goodbye. Turn all the way around. Just go to the moon. I mean, look at this. Boom. Just ejected. I mean, what? It's a turnstile. I mean, he's launching this guy. It's a John Jones kick right here. I mean, what is this? He just gets sent right into Billy Napier's where he gets sent into. I mean, that is just that. And look, Napier's like looking out, but also like, hey man, that's he's fired up. Napier's fired up. Look at this bunny hop we got Napier doing out here, right? Napier's got the bunny hop going on. I don't think he knows what else to do. He's amped up. He's amped up. You don't really see motion from Billy often, but that fired him up. And I mean, this is a freshman who just is. I mean, there's nothing so far that we have seen that Jaden Ball can't do. Everything about this guy right now screams NFL running back. He's got it all. And once again, early on, looks like he's in trouble. Looks like nothing's going to happen. He turns it into a highlight play that we're now showing you on a film review. I mean, that's how good this guy is. 3rd and 10 now, same drive into the second quarter. Florida going to face zone on the top of the screen here. It's where Lagway wants to go. If Lagway holds on to this ball a little bit longer, Florida is going to have a 2-on-1 opportunity on the corner on 14 right here, but he needs to let this play out. Read the safety. Perfect, right? Make sure he's not going to come down here and get in the way of my play. I know I don't have routes that are going deep. I've got this and I've got this, right? So I want to make sure he's not going to come downhill and interrupt that. That's the first thing I want to look at. Lagway is going to ID that. We can see he's trailing off. Check. Now I come right down here, and I make my read, make my decision. So I know I'm 2-on-1ing him, right? This is the key. I'm going to run a route into the flat. I'm going to pass him and run basically this sort of soft dig here right to the first down marker. I need to read this, and my read is him, right? I need to first see what he does. Is he going to stay flat-footed down here? If so, I want to look at this ball. Is he going to immediately backpedal out of here? If so, I want to take that, right? That's what I'm reading. I effectively have my 2-on-1, and right here, Lagway decides to take this ball, the underneath ball, which is not the right choice, right? He needs to let this go for 1 or 2 more beats, and then he's going to know. He either stays flat or he trails back, right? Right now, you can't know. You can't know as you wind up for this throw. You just can't know. And ideally, again, like we saw earlier with Lagway, he's going to get better and better at this. He's going to watch film this week on this. If he uses his eyes to hold, ideally here he could look low, knowing he wants to go high. He'll come down, then bam, he has the first down throw. So on 3rd and 10, you actually might want to fake the low read to go to the high read. Because if you read just high-low, right, a good defender might ride with this and then still rally down on this route combination. So you're ultimately wanting to go high, but you want to use some game theory here, some leveling of a good defender and say, he knows I want to go high. Let's see if I can't bait him into this. But again, he's a freshman. We're not to that point yet from him. But if he just waits a little bit longer, he's got good protection here yet again from his O-line. If he waits a little bit longer, he'll get a declaration from 14. He does not get that. And now 14, he's played this perfectly. He's covered 2 guys for 1. He's 1 2-on-1. So he's 1-on-2. And 1-on-2, he's 1. Gets in there on Boardingham and knocks him out, right? So good work there by LSU. Again, I don't love that route combo there. Just for a second to revisit this, we talk a lot about this here on the channel. You don't always know what you're facing. That's important, number one, right? Pre-snap, you weren't sure what you had there if you're the Gators. But if you imagine a combo rather than a flat curl here, you can imagine that you can send instead a lot of different things, right? But if we look at this and think, hey, LSU's been wanting to pressure, perhaps if they drop into a zone, we might want to send something more here, right? Look at the inside leverage of the safety, and then you can run your flat route behind it. Because now he has to carry this more aggressively, and if you don't have leverage here, if he does not get out on this to get leverage, and instead they're playing more the middle of the field, you've more effectively 2-on-1 your corner. Again, you can't know you're going to have that, right? That's obviously where option routes come into play as well, where you could send him on a route like this, and if he immediately goes into the flat, he takes this on an angle. I mean, there's ways to counter that, but ideally, this 2-on-1 is even easier to read if you increase the leverage towards the sideline on that defender. That's neither here nor there for this play. As it stands now, if DJ waited just a beat more, he would have had a better chance at a 2-on-1. As it stands, Florida's not going to get the first down on this one, and they will punt. LSU ties the game, 1st down and 10. If you're an LSU fan, you might just want to cover your eyes on this play. Florida's just going to run a simple bunch concept here. Nothing crazy at all, right? Basically, a flat route here and then 2 stick routes. I mean, very simple. There's a million ways you can run combinations out of bunch. This one is one of them, but LSU is just not going to get this right. They're not going to get this right. One thing you don't want to do is use 2 of your defenders to cover one guy. But one reason why bunch can be effective is it can cause teams to mess this up, which you're going to see here. We have 2 going to 1, and now we are 2-on-1ing. Even though pre-snap we're 3-on-3 here, we are 2-on-1ing, right? Unintentionally, not really on purpose. Getting the benefit here, this dropping corner here. So we're in good shape. Got a dropping corner. We're gonna have the easiest throw DJ can imagine. He's watching this whole window right here. Again, football plays are generally designed, especially for quarterbacks that are younger. Let's make this simple. Let's have a funnel read here where you can see all the action in one shot, right? Really, really nice and easy, nice and simple for you. See where those yellow jerseys go, and there you go. Everything you want. 2 guys coming downhill, stick route here. Just does not get any easier than that. That's as easy as it's possibly going to get on 1st down and 10. Stick the throw in there. Nice catchable ball. We're off to the races here, picking up a 1st down. So again, LSU was Florida's best friend in some of these regards, whether it was drop picks or in that case, blowing assignments. But a lot of offense in college football is varying your formations, getting into things they perhaps haven't seen before. That is absolutely a formation LSU has seen on film in Florida a million times. They blow it, but the key is that Lagway finds the right guy, right? There still has to be a read. He's not sure they're going to blow it. He doesn't know how they're going to blow it. He correctly reads it, sticks it, 1st down Florida. 2nd and 9, LSU going to bring a 6-man pressure here. Going to bring a 6-man pressure, and Florida's going to 2-on-1 the linebacker right here. Really nice work. Good play call. Good timing for this play call. Florida gets a blitz here, throwing into the short side of the field, exactly what you'd like to do. You either, in these scenarios, right, want to throw right into the blitz, throw into the vacated space, or if you can, get a dropper here and 2-on-1 underneath. That's easy, right? That's simple. Throw away from the blitz. So either way it can work. LSU brings the heat right here. We're going to get, again, a 3rd route. This is what's going to work. 3rd route, clearing that out, and then we're here and we're here. So Florida can't lose, right? On paper, on film, they know they've got a 3-on-2. 3-on-2. Here's your 2. Here's Florida's 3. He's coming on a blitz. This is the right call versus the blitz. So kudos here to Billy. Good timing on this call. We've got everything we want, but we still need our quarterback to execute this. This has to be a good ball. Has to be a good read under pressure. You know you're going to get hit. You have a hurt hamstring here. And in this case, LSU's 2-on-1 defender elects to stay off and to the inside. This is the ball. Had he come down here, Lagway's got to come in there. He doesn't. Reads it correctly. Takes the flat route, which is the lowest route. Delivers a nice catchable ball. Makes the guy miss. 9 yards there on 2nd down and 9, setting up a 3rd down and short. So really nice work from Lagway versus a pressure package there. 1st and 10 here. It's going to be a nice read to Burke from Lagway. The ball's a little lower. They complete this. You got to make sure you give him a chance to body. But in the future, I would just love to see Florida come out. I'm going to keep saying it. I love empty sets for Lagway. I think he's proven that he reads the field very quickly. He's got a good feel for this stuff. But post-snap, LSU is going to go into cover 3, like a lot of college teams are. And if Florida is just going to run 4 verts here, and you can pick a billion different ways to do this. Not really, actually, obviously, not that many permutations or combinations off of just 5 guys going out, right? But you got a lot of ways you can run this. And there's a lot of ways that you can run this. You can keep him home, come here, whatever you want. Send 4 verts out there, because if you do get cover 3, Lagway almost certainly is going to throw a touchdown. We're not going to send 4 verts out there, right? Spoiler alert. But watch this play, and again, imagine why that, here we go, rewind. Why that would be powerful. If we're going to run a vert here, we're going to run a vert here, we're going to 2-on-1 him. Center safety's here, vert here, you're going to 2-on-1 him. This safety can't cover both these guys, right? These guys are all underneath. So you're playing 4-on-3 down the field with a quarterback who excels at throwing the deep ball. You have to have a guy who's got the arm to be able to run 4 verts versus cover 3. Right, as Nick Saban famously said for a long time, until Dan Marino entered the NFL in the 80s, the meta was cover 3 in the league because people could not hit this opposing seam pass without this safety getting there. Well, nowadays, even guys like Lagway have plenty strong enough of an arm to hit these throws, and that is largely why in the NFL, you're not going to see teams dropping into a cover 3 like this very often because teams will go for verts on them. NFL quarterbacks will make these throws, right? So LSU, though, like a lot of teams, are going to drop back here into a relatively static cover 3. Florida could punish them, but DJ immediately reads this is cover 3. And the route combination he has here, he's going to have this route right into the seam, in between this dropper and then this safety. He reads it right there, puts his foot in the ground. knows he has the space, knows he has this window right here, and has got to get it in. Now, the window could be made easier. Again, if you carry this down here, give him someone to occupy, easier throw. But either way, Lagway trusts his read. He's correct on the read, puts this ball in here. It's a little bit higher than he wants it to be. He's got to make sure, of course, he gets it over this linebacker. But still, you want Burke to come down with this. But look, you can see, DJ puts salsa on the ball, right? Notice how his receivers, the hands are always going back. He's got heat on these balls. He's a natural thrower. Ball comes spinning out nicely, and that's going to take him right into the defender. Whereas if, again, this ball's a touch lower, if this ball's right at the face mask level, Burke can catch this and protect and keep this ball for a chunk gain. Instead, it's a little high, and he can't hang on. Nice play again from 14, and we're going to see all over this film review. Obviously putting good stuff on film for LSU. But either way, I like the read there from Lagway. Not a perfect ball in that situation, but again, he is unafraid to trust what his eyes see, especially vertically. And I think Florida would be wise to continue to lean even more into that. We're not seeing a lot of all hitches on this film today. We didn't see a lot last time he played. I do think Billy's been leaning more into this vertical passing nature of Lagway rather. But again, do even more, right? I think there's even more room for Florida to do this, especially if they get offensive line play like they did in this game, which oftentimes would have allowed Lagway the few extra beats you need to be able to complete these kind of routes. 3rd and 6, Florida going to empty this out and move Montrell out here. 5 wide, Florida 3-by-2 up at the boundary. 2 here at the bottom of the field here. I love being an empty. I'm going to keep saying it. I love being an empty. Too high. Right, too high from LSU, so they're playing much more conservatively against the pass. They're showing drop 8 right now on 3rd down and 6, so they're not playing as aggressive, at least off the pre-snap. Let's see how this looks when we settle in. We settle in right now. It looks a little more aggressive. Right now off the start, it looks like we're playing cover 2 man instead. What are the routes that Florida chooses to run? Let's see for ourselves what we're going to run. Well, here we've got a screenplay, and then here we've got a screenplay. Florida, I think, in my opinion, has been struggling to run screenplays really all of Billy Napier's era. We just don't hit on these perhaps as often as you'd hope that we would, and we are not going to hit on it here. Again, LSU playing man, I think you just have a lot of options to run all sorts of rub routes here to try to use all this space they're giving you. They're sitting way off. Right, because you have Lagway here and you're in a dangerous part of the field on 3rd down and 6, you have a lot of options. They're going to give you all this part of the field. Let's try and take it, right? We're not going to try and take it. Instead, we're going to try and take it at the line of scrimmage, and it just has not worked out for Florida. And right here, the key to this play is LSU's linebacker, number 40, is going to win early on. He reads the play. You're hoping he does not read the play. That's the key. If he gets stuck over here, obviously, this play is going to be huge. And I'm not saying that screenplays like this can't work. They work all the time. They are good plays. They have perfectly great reasons to use them. Florida, just for whatever reason, as I'm noting, just has not had a lot of success, especially on 3rd down on this film review this year, in taking these plays and getting really what they want out of them. And they're not going to get it there either on 3rd down and 6. So LSU gets a stop. Trey Smack on his A game in this game is going to hit a bomb to put Florida up 10-7. All right, start of the second half. Of course, Florida did not have the ball a lot in that first half. They're not going to have it a lot in the second half, as LSU had an incredible 40-plus minutes of possession in this game. But Florida does enough with the possession they had. Here, I love this. I love this from the Gators. I love this from Billy. I would love to see Florida do more of this, especially if teams choose to play Florida this way. We're going to motion Mizell out. Look, we saw Texas do similar things to Florida on film last week, but just by simply moving Mizell out here on the motion, you're going to bump the corner now to take the new number one receiver here, and now we have a safety as they're going to sit in too high. So we've seen an adjustment already, right? Early on now, LSU says, hey, look, we want to keep 7 guys in the box, but now let's try to go too high at the start, keep a lid on this thing, see if we can't get into 3rd down, perhaps in some different situations given how Florida played, but still very aggressive here versus the run. And look at all of this space, right? This is Badger. This is Florida's preferred receiver here. Lots of space. Can Florida find a way to hit this, take these free yards? Yes, we can. Nice work by Billy on the RPO. Quick fake right away. Lagway sees the fade out. He knows he wants to pull this. No linebacker here. Just get these guys in, pull, and stick, right? That's the key. It's what you've got to do. Quick, and then stick. Because right now he's going to put his right foot in the ground and come downhill. You can't waste any time here. Get the ball out right over the hands of the D lineman, right there, over the linebacker, in a perfectly catchable spot. I mean, that's good stuff, right? Good stuff, Badger. Chance to make a few moves there, makes a guy miss, and then picks up a couple of extra yards after the catch. But you love to see that from Billy. Nice RPO there. It's basically an extended handoff for the Gators, and Lagway does it really, really well. We've talked a lot about this on the film review. I haven't noted it today specifically, but again, the origination, the beginning, the start of Lagway's footwork in the pocket on these plays, especially in a quick game, is so clean. It's so good. He's quick to get on balance, quick to get his feet under him, quick to release the ball. Really, really, really nice stuff from him. And since his hamstring was hurt, he couldn't really escape the pocket. So some of the stuff we've seen before where perhaps he gets a little antsy, or as he drops back, he tends to open up more, tends to leave the pocket some. We couldn't see that on display in this game because he couldn't do it. But he continues to show a really good base, a start, the first step, the first two steps, first three steps. As we saw against Samford first on film, he continues to display that game in and game out. And that is how you become a good RPO quarterback. You must be quick with your feet, and you must be quick on the release. And he is right there. And when you can do that, you can get a lot of easy yards, just like Florida does there. And the answer for LSU is to walk that safety down closer, which then, of course, would give the Gators opportunities to go up top. I don't think a lot of teams are going to want to have to do that. And that means essentially teams like LSU have to pull guys out of the box, right? That's why Florida's offense has more to unlock. If Florida can face six-man boxes more often, they have far better chances of running the football. And then that's going to wind up making this offense even more dangerous. But as it stands right now, LSU is still committed to stopping the run, allowing Florida to pass, not believing that Florida is going to be consistent enough to complete these passes in this game. 3rd and 9 now for Florida. Again, LSU looks like they're playing cover one man. There's your cover one. Right here, we're going to lock this up. Could be a low hole player, could be a low hole player, could be on the running back, could be on the running back. You don't know that until after the snap, right? Can't know that. But here, as we see the snap go, pre-snap, if you're playing quarterback, you're definitely thinking you got man here, you got press man here. It looks like man down here. Pick your side that you want to work. Let's see if Florida does anything, again, complimentary. No. I mean, on 3rd and 9, I just think there's better stuff you can do than what Florida chooses to do. It's what Napier's chosen to do at Louisiana, here at Florida. It's just what he wants to do. To me, there's just more you can do to increase your margin for error and therefore your expected value. We're just not going to do it here. We're going to settle for a fade route. LSU playing man on the fade route. It's going to take a perfect ball to complete this. The coverage is good. And down here, we're just going to run 2 independent routes, right? There's no rub. There's no space in there that's mattering. We're just running 2 independent routes. But right around here, we're just going straight for this quick fade. LSU going to bring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. Keep one back here, right? So bringing 5, bringing pressure, and Lagway now going to try to hit this fade route that, as you can see, is very well covered. Defender is not looking. That's key. We got to play on the ball here. Defender's not looking. He's not defending, right? You got a chance. Badger creates the separation right here and gives himself a chance to make this catch, but falls down. Ball's a little high anyway. Florida not going to get that done. But on 3rd and 9, in a game where you just knew that LSU was going to play so much man, you would like to see some other stuff prepared for man rather than, hey, let's go line it up, get to the route tree, and let's just call, a fade, right? And even there, you can run a double move, even a quick double move if you expect pressure, right? You can do something a little different. I'd love to see Florida get more creative with that. As it stands right now, it's mostly been for the past 3 years what you'll see here. Lagway cannot connect there, and Florida forced to punt. LSU now with the lead, middle of the 3rd quarter, up 13-10. Florida facing a 3rd and 10 on their own 25. A really crucial and sneaky set of downs here in this game, as LSU was largely in terrible field position most of this game. And Florida now in danger of giving LSU decent field position with the lead. We're going to bring a motion across and settle here into a 2-by-2. And you're going to watch LSU not play man this time. You can already see he's creeping. Not looking like man, although, again, it could be cover one, right? Always important to say pre-snap. You can't know for sure. But Florida going to win right here versus zone. Because LSU is going to confuse their coverage. You're going to have the apex defender right here in the corner. He thinks he's watching 1 and 2, and he essentially thinks that he's going to play the inside regardless, right? So if you get the route Florida's going to run, he's going to wind up taking the in route. He's not going to ride with this out route. And the outside receiver thinks he is just going to stick with the route that's going to the inside. So he's basically playing man on whoever comes out first, right? And he is not. He's reading the release, and he's going to wind up staying on whoever comes here. So essentially, he's going to switch, and he's going to stay man, right? For simple purposes, post-snap, that is what they choose to do, and that's not going to work. You can't have one guy switching and one guy playing man because you're going to get what happens right here, which is it looks like he's going to stick on this out route, but you can see he's playing entirely inside leverage because he is counting on this corner to drop off on this, and then he wants to take any in-breaking route. That's what he wants to do, and you're going to see that right there. Late move from him, and now DJ Lagway, good pocket back there. Nice clean pocket, is going to throw it to a wide open receiver. In reality, they were covering neither of Florida's receivers here. As you're going to see on the next look, that's what happens when you get your coverage assignment confused. And right away, we can see we're frustrated, right? He's looking. When you look like that, that means you're frustrated. You look right at the guy and say, hey man, what is going on? Like, what are we doing here? Like, we can't be blowing stuff like this. We're all the way towards the end of the season. We're trying to somehow stay in the playoff race, and we're doing stuff like this. Yeah, they are. Let's take a look here at the end zone cam and watch exactly what I'm talking about. So immediately, if you're Lagway, what does he do? Right away, right? Read the safety. Let's rewind. Great fundamentals quarterback here. You're playing quarterback. You're watching this channel. Open up. Read the safety. Where's he going? Okay, looks like he's flowing high to this side. Perfect. I'm not running any routes that are going deep. Doesn't matter. He's out of the way. Great. Now let's get to my read window. Still taking our drop back. Now I'm on my read window. What do I see? This is pretty good. I've got easy leverage here for my out route. The only thing that could disturb this is if he peels off this right now on a switch and he takes my in-breaking route. That's the only thing that could get me. Look at the timing of this. Right now as he holds, watch Lagway freeze. Pump, look. Right at this point in time, he knows this defender cannot spin around and recover to this throw. He's got a nice big fat green grass window here. He's got everything that he wants. This defender's cooked, right? And we're good. We're good. Easy throw, and there it is. Doesn't get much easier than this. And as I mentioned, you can see now he's going to rotate here to stay on top of this route, but he is just covering that route and then kind of also passing it off at that point in time as the ball gets thrown. That's going to be an easy completion for the Gators. Hence the frustration there for LSU. Very basic route concept, but a complementary route concept. One that gives the defense a chance to mess that up if they are in zone, which they did. So concept works. Florida gets an easy conversion there. And a crucial conversion via a chunk pass at this stage of the game, down 3. 1st and 10, Florida in 2x2. LSU staying ultra aggressive here, right? We're going to put as many guys as we possibly can in the box, 6 in the box, manning up, cover 1. I mean, we're playing as aggressive in the box as we possibly can without going cover 0. We're making sure that we're stacked up against the box. You need to beat us via the pass. Florida going to motion Hansen across. And now the magic's going to happen. Florida going to go split zone, as we've seen them do. A split zone fake here. Going to do a little play action, bring the linebackers up. Safety's here in the middle. And Lagway wants to hit this quick fade route to the outside. Badger with a win early. And look at the quick game from Lagway. I talked about it earlier. There's your run fake. Onto the right foot, and the ball is out. And that is impeccable technique from a freshman. This is a teach tape on exactly how you run a quick game fade right there. One more time. Play fake, kick step to the right foot, on the right foot, ball is out. Sensational stuff from DJ Dimes, and he delivers a dime. Just take that in for a second. It's a full stride ball. Dime. Just ridiculous stuff. That is a 10 out of 10 technique. Pre-snap, execution with footwork, drive on the step, release of the ball, throw. That is a perfect grade throw right there. And number 1 shows the frustration. He's thinking, hey man, what the heck is going on? This is college football, bro. I didn't think I was signing up for the NFL right now. I might want to get to the league, but like, what is going on with this freshman? This is crazy, and I'm getting sick of it. After a holding penalty here, it's 1st and 20. Florida comes out in a 2x2. LSU now in a formation, I think, on the back end that Florida's going to see more often with Lagway. I think this offers more options. But again, LSU is not a good zone team. They don't want to play zone. I think zones have largely caused Lagway the most problems. We've seen him throw most of his picks on those, most of his likely picks already in this game and other games on that. And the reason is pretty simple. Pre-snap here, it's pretty muddy as to what LSU is in. There's a million things they could do up front as they've got a loaded box here with 7. And on the back end, they're giving up a lot of space here, but Lagway doesn't know if the linebacker's going to take this, if he's going to come down into this area. They're going to play a cover 3 on the back end. Are they going to drop off here? Are they going to send all these guys? Are they going to drop off and send pressure? There's a lot of options this gives the defense. And as we're going to see on this play, Lagway is going to be living right again, as we're going to get a really nice zone pressure here. 5-man. So these 3 guys were lined up that way. They're coming. We're going to send 2 here, drop off our end, bring our safety down into the box to Rob. And now Florida's trying to run this concept here. And Lagway is going to get pressure in his face. So he sets up. He's ready. We're way early on the read window, right? We are way early on this. Florida's trying to basically run this and this. This is a crosser. LSU dials up the exact right call here on 1st down and 20. Florida's in trouble. This is where, as a quarterback, you just want to throw an incompletion and live to fight another day. It's going to work out from Lagway. This is going to be an incompletion. But as we see Burke not even looking, Burke's trying to get depth to go over this on his crossing route. DK, of course, has tons of space here. If you're going to blitz, even with 5 men, you're probably going to have a spot that's open, but you're gambling on getting home. Well, they get A-gap pressure, home run there for LSU, and they should get their 2nd pick of the game. But this ball is thrown just enough to the outside. It makes it to be a difficult pick. Still got to get this if you're LSU. Thankfully for Florida, it doesn't happen. There's Burke just now turning around right there, thinking, oh no, what's happened? But Florida dodges another bullet, right? And LSU knows it. They're up 13-10. That would have been a major turning point in the game to have sealed what could be their 2nd pick. The best thing about Lagway, though, as we've seen him on film, is this does not affect his next pass. It does not carry over to him. And again, I think all these reps he sees on film week to week, they're going to help him not make these mistakes. Of course, he's not mobile. He's less likely to want to take a hit, to try to escape, to try to get away. He just wants to live to fight another day. But he does not even see, look at this. We're waiting to rob. He came down to rob. We are robbing. Here's your cover 3. Right, we're in cover 3. We are robbing this. It's what we want. All he knows is Burke's coming across, and now he doesn't want to get hit. He's going to lob a ball here, and he's going to get very, very lucky. Lagway never sees the defender he's throwing it right to, and that is what you're living for right there. But we do not, thankfully, we being Florida, do not obviously throw an interception there, and we live to fight another day, another big moment in this game. All right, 3rd and 13 now for Florida. Again, thankfully at this point in time, LSU does not have the ball right here, right? And even if Florida does not get this, they're going to be able to punt LSU deep or perhaps even kick a field goal if they can gain some yards. So a big bullet dodge, a good concept here from Florida. We're going to clear this out of empty. Again, I love empty, and hit DK here on this drag route. This is a good concept. I like this concept, especially because you have to honor the fact that even on 3rd and 13, DJ can hit a bomb on you, right? So let's clear this out. Let's give ourselves a window versus a linebacker with one of our best receivers here in DK. It's not going to matter. We're not going to look there, but I want to point out that concept. LSU brings 4. Again, one of the best pressure rate teams, and they just bring 4. Immediately speed rushing off the side. However, Florida does handle that, allowing Lagway to step up. That's handled well enough. Not ideal, not perfect, but you at least give your quarterback a pocket. Of course, if Lagway's healthy, you can imagine Lagway coming right out this window here and then creating a play. But again, it's tough. He doesn't want to run. He can't run. This is going to become a different exercise for the Gators. And here, LSU's got this clamped down. They're 3-by-2 here. This is your opportunity, and we're not going to get there, right? We're blown out of that. We can't step up here. Lagway kind of just trying to survive here. He backpedals. He never would have done this before. We've actually noted on film he often escapes the pocket either outside too early or sometimes even here. He'll kind of dart out rather than climbing and setting. And this is a good example of that is as he gets a better feel for the pocket, he doesn't want to actually go backwards right here. He'd rather step into this space, right? Step into this space, even if you're hurt, to give yourself what you know is this drag route that you have over here, right? But I think with the hamstring and everything else happening, things are moving fast. He clears space and says, let me just get this ball out of my hands, and wisely puts this ball really, where only Jacoby Jackson could catch it, but also where it's just not going to hurt the Gators. So a good end result there for Lagway. The concept Florida has on this dig is just fine. LSU, though, gets good pressure early, forces Lagway off the spot, can't step up into the window he would have with the hamstring, and instead Florida has to punt. But the field position game looming large here for the Gators, because instead of, again, LSU having positive field position, they're not going to get set back deep, and that bullet dodge from the interception is going to loom large in this game. It's not often that we show field goals on the Film Review channel, but we got to show one here because, psych, we're not punting. We're not going to flip field position. In fact, we're going to risk perhaps the game on this decision, a 55-yarder. If the Gators don't get this, they are going to give LSU excellent field position, which they have not had all day. They elect to kick a bomb here at home, and Trace Mack was on fire on this day. He's going to deliver. An MVP of this game right here. Both kickers hitting bombs, but Trace Mack perfect on the day. Hits a bomb right there, a 55-yard attempt to tie the game at 13. So that interception not only denied LSU field position, but it gave Florida 3 points. So it wound up being a tremendously positive event for the Gators. We're now late in the third quarter, tied up 13 all. Florida's defense gets a turnover via a fumble. Florida proceeds to lose 8 yards on the first 2 plays, and now we're at 3rd down and 18, taking Florida presumably out of field goal range. A big moment in this game here as well. What can Florida get on 3rd and 18? LSU has gotten more and more bold with their blitzes, knowing there's no way Lagway really can move, and they're going to do it again. There's 5, but wait, there's more. There's not just 5, there's 6. 6 coming again here. What can Lagway do when you're going 18 yards? That is going to be a tall assignment because LSU is still 4v3 on the back end. Got to go 18 yards. You're still 4v3 on the back end. Tall order here to get it. Lagway is going to do his best on the hamstring. There's the right foot plant. Again, where are you going to go with this ball, right? Can you hold up? And no, you've got a guy in the gap right here late. You've got pressure coming in here. You're going to try to early throw this hitch route, which is a good decision by Lagway. And I think if the hamstring's healthy, he probably gets that ball there. He almost does as it stands. And that would have put Florida in field goal range. With a healthy hamstring, he probably does it. We've watched him make that off-platform jump throw a bunch on the film review here. Doesn't get it there. And so Florida goes backwards at a crucial part of this game and now actually does have to punt, but LSU still facing the bad end of field position. All right, 2nd down and 2 here for the Gators. A great down and distance to be in on this part of the field, thanks to the field position that Florida now enjoys. And this is exactly where the Gators want LSU. Now look, Florida still facing an LSU team that is extremely aggressive at the line of scrimmage, even on 2nd down and 2. You've got a safety here, Florida in a 2-by-1, right? 2-by-2 with your tight end. And LSU is saying, look, you're not going to run the ball. We're still going to be really aggressive in here. We still are just going to be max aggression here. Florida going to throw a little motion into the mix here. Send Mizell across the line of scrimmage. There's Mizell. Let's see what we're in. We're going to get this safety coming off your screen to come down here. You're going to have Badger running this post to corner over route and DK running an in-out route over here. Now, this is going to be key. A couple things are going to go wrong for LSU here. A couple things are going to go right. What's going to go right is we're going to cook Barber right here if you're LSU, and we're going to have a free shot at Lagway. What's going to go wrong is our rotating safety here has one main job, which is to read this over route. Any route here he needs to take because we are going to wall off this part of the field. You're going to watch his leverage to shepherd this to the safety, and we are leaving one on DK on his own. So the safety needs to watch this in-breaking route. That's his job. He is going to overrun this and blow the play. Let's roll through it and look at what Lagway does, because Lagway is going to do what he does really well. Beginning of the route, there's your fake. Pull the linebackers up. Let's get everyone up in here. We've got a lot of guys in line of scrimmage. Let's get them all up here. Check. Everyone's up there. Barber in trouble. Not a check. That is not good. Not great. Lagway then, perfect technique here. Gets onto the right foot right there. But we've got heat coming. This is more important for just throwing. You need to be on your right foot so you can drive forward to throw, but also so you can drive forward to escape a speed rush coming at you. If you do not get a good plant leg here, you cannot drive up into the pocket. So Lagway's footwork is going to pay dividends here. There it is, and he's going to shoot forward even with the hurt hamstring. Thankfully, the right leg is not the hamstring leg, and that is going to allow him to escape, right? Things look pretty bleak. He's going to escape, and then because he drove off that right plant leg, he now has momentum going forward to where even though they get free right here, he's still going momentum forward, and he's able to have all of his body into this throw. And now we have the problem, right? Here's 14. First of all, we're open down here as DK. Here's 14 saying, hey man, my job was to wall this off. How are you also on this side with me? You're supposed to be rolling and picking up any route. The number one runs over here. You didn't do it. And now no one is over here. No one is over here either. That's not good if you're LSU. It's great if you're Florida. And rather than take the wide open, easy throw down here, of course, you know DJ Dimes is reading high. He's reading high to low, but really he's just reading high. He saw the space. He saw the error. He's going to make him pay maximally right here. Puts the ball onto Badger, and Badger, as Badger does, gets tackled on the inch line. Just can't get in the end zone. Lagway might have 5 or 6 more tutties on the year if we could just get across that goal line. We can't, but Florida is in business, right? And as we're going to see in this film review in the next step here, this is a sensational play by Lagway, right? Excellent play by Lagway. Great ball, but also you could argue a lower play when it comes to expected value. But one of the best things about a freshman quarterback that is going to do what he does, as we fast forward past the touchdown, which I'll get back to, is he wants to have the big play, right? You'd much rather, as I've said on each film review, have a quarterback who wants to read high first and wants to make a big play first rather than a safer quarterback. As time goes on, he can learn to hit the higher percentage plays when they need to be hit and take the lower ones when they need to be hit, right? But right here, right foot, like we talked about, if he does not plant this foot correctly, your drop back as a quarterback matters more than you think it does in all phases. He cannot launch into the pocket that we have here. That's step one. Barber gets cooked, no big deal. Step up, strong enough here, even on one hamstring to shed that. And here, we obviously have a wide open receiver. I'm going to rewind you to show you how DK got so open. But DK's wide open. DK's expecting the ball. He's like, dude, I am so open. You've got to give me the ball. But look at this. We've got our safety who is now staring at the student section in the end zone. That's never good, right? That's not good. Let's rewind that and see how that happened. That's not what you want. Again, he's dropping back knowing his sole job on Badger, Florida's number one receiver, is not to allow him to have this part of the field. Except he's going to over-rotate here. He's got him walling all this off. He's going to over-rotate himself to where he's going to have to look here at the student section, not what you want to be doing. And then there he goes. Now he's not looking. And look, Lagway sees this. What Lagway sees right now is a defender looking at the student section. He sees all this grass, and he is thinking touchdown. He's thinking one thing and one thing only, that's touchdown. He's going to step up right there and make a signature Lagway throw on one hamstring all the way to the end zone, right to his target, even though DK is, in fact, wide open and Badger's going to get tackled on the inch line, right? Sensational stuff from Lagway. Lagway doing what Lagway does, DJ Dimes being DJ Dimes. But let's take a look at how DK gets so open, because DK just cooks with a head fake here. So here's DK. He's going to inside release. He's going to make this look like a drag. And look at the head fake. It's small. It's subtle, right? But you're going to see a little head fake. Let me clarify my marker. There you go. DK now with leverage. Going to get a little step to the right. Just a little touch to the right. Right there. It's not much, but we're leaning this way, right? It's enough to where one begins to actually undercut this route. He's undercutting this route, thinking for sure this is what he's getting. And to his surprise, DK comes out, and there's the move. Now you're going to see the full move. but one was so far ahead of DK's move. Like he was reading this subtle language. The DK now, it's kind of funny looking from this angle, right, is going to now make the fake to spring himself. But the reality is he had already won by just how DK's leaning on this route. And even right there, the little helmet turn to the right, he's like, I'm underneath this. And then DK is just, cooked. Come, are you kidding me? If you're DK, you dream of this moment. You're like, I cannot be more open, right? So I think in general, if you're asking me to grade this and your lag way, if you see this and you have this, that's a go all the time, right? That's a go. And that's what he's doing. He's reading high to low. He got pressure. He stepped up. He reads high to low. He doesn't need to come down off of this to this route. He's going to read high to low. I want my quarterbacks to read high to low, and I want my quarterbacks feeling confident when they see a free safety staring into the end zone that they can make a ball that is going to be 6 over here, right? I love that. Now, if instead, obviously, this is not the situation, if this safety is further over here and he's looking at the student section, he needs to come down off that read and then come there, right? He needs to say, no leverage there, let me come here, in which case I think he sticks that wide open ball. But in this case here, that's just, that's phenomenal. That's just great stuff. It's unfortunate it does not go to touchdown. But DJ Dimes making a big play at a big moment in the swamp. And look, the lagway effect is real. The boost he gives the entire team, not just the offense, is real. There's a different belief when 2 is on the field. Everyone feels it, including the fans in the stadium, including the players on LSU. The guy is just out here making big plays, despite the fact that his stat line was nothing sexy to look at. The big plays on film are here, and the guy's just a freshman. All right, first and goal here is the actual touchdown play right after Badger gets tackled. Look, LSU is just sort of reeling here, but again, Florida, you called it, you saw it, split zone, right? Split zone all day, every day, touchdown. Too easy there for the Gators. Jackson into the end zone. Florida now with a lead. Swamp Rock and Florida feeling it in the fourth quarter. 20-16, game on the line, 5 minutes and change left. What is Billy Napier going to do? Well, I can tell you what LSU thinks he's going to do. Play phone booth football and run, right? First down and 10, phone booth football, run, load the box, and they are going to get everything they want. There comes your free safety flying in, very aggressive. We don't think Billy wants to handle this differently. We're going to have a short gain on first down and 10. I've done a lot of film reviews on this channel, every single Gator film for the past 4 or 5 seasons. And we used to see this on Florida quite a bit. We haven't seen Florida struggle to line up nearly as much this season, but we've seen it in prior seasons. And again, if you're an LSU fan, you're seeing it on this film review. Of course, I'm not doing an LSU film review, so I'm not pointing out every single time this happens, but perhaps you've just been watching it. But on this play, you're really going to see the issue that occurs here. First of all, on second down and 9, and again, here's Napier kind of being Napier in some respects, you're going to actually take ball out of the backfield. Now, that seems curious given you know that Lagway can't run and LSU knows Lagway can't run. So you've just eliminated a potential running option when a team is sort of selling out thinking you're going to run. Play action could be good. You could use it to your advantage. Instead, we're going to move ball out here, but watch what LSU does based upon this motion from ball. Just take a look at all of the defenders in here. First, 35. 35 thinks, okay, I got to take him. You got 14 out here. 14's like, no, I got him. He's going to become the number 1 receiver over there. Let's see how that plays out. 35. Okay, I guess not. I guess that's not me. Now we got a linebacker looking at the sideline here. Okay, I'm going to pop back in. And now take a look here. What's happening, right? He's looking at the sideline. He's looking at the sideline. He's signaling over here. Let me erase that. Stick with it. Stick with 18. Okay, now 18 moving over. 18's now moving over. Okay, I'm supposed to go over there. Nope, I'm going to stop. We got a safety coming down in the box now. Okay, no, I'm supposed to be back down here. And now the ball snapped. So, unsure. These defenders right here are unsure exactly what they are doing. Now, keep in mind, on paper, this should be a win for LSU. They know that Lagway does not want to run. Florida is not going to run even a jet sweep or orbit motion to hold them. We are simply just going to line up an empty and pass the ball on second down and 9. Now, first of all, it's very unlike Billy. So game theory-wise, this is going to work because LSU did not think that Billy was going to empty out the backfield on second down and 9 and throw a pass. That was not on their bingo card. And now they are super confused, and they do not want to call a timeout because they need to save those, right? And they're also maybe in disbelief. So good work here by Billy. He's going to get them into some utter chaos just with a simple running back motion. And now they're going to totally blow the assignment. And here we go. They're going to bring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here comes 5, right? And then here comes a 6th even. So they're going to bring a 6-man pressure. And just no one is going to cover the easiest throw you can possibly imagine here. Bailing out here, bailing out here. This is a layup, right? And I think Lagway is going to open up and read this. Again, he's going to read this here. Nice funnel read. Very simple. Let's read it all right here. Keep it safe. Keep it easy. Get your right foot on the ground and think, no way. Like right now, I think he's thinking, there is no way this has happened. But look, he's got this, and he's also got this. This is obviously what you want, but LSU blows this pretty cataclysmically. And I mean, this is like, that's a dream. 4 minutes, 42 seconds left, up 4 in the swamp against LSU, a team you've not beaten since 2018, and you get to throw this pass quickly. I mean, come on. I mean, look at this. Like, what a time to blow a coverage. But what a time for Billy to call a pass play on 2nd and 9, even if he's going to empty it out and do something that quite frankly, LSU was not ready for, right? They were not expecting that. They did not change their call in time. They did not go to a different call when it got emptied out. They stayed in what looked to be a run blitz and get absolutely cooked right here by Hansen for a piece of chunk yardage and, more importantly, a chance for Florida to run the clock some more. But that is fantastic stuff. Late game, Billy Napier up by 4, doesn't just go run, punt at home, goes an empty set pass and strikes gold with a simple little over-the-middle pass to Hansen, moving the sticks and keeping the clock running. All right, new set of downs, 1st down and 10, crunch time in the game. Lagway going up, checking the play or confirming the play. I can't tell you, as always. I can't know for sure what's happening, but I can tell you this. LSU still very aggressively in the box. We got 8 guys in the box with a conflict defender here as the 9th. They are clearly expecting phone booth football and a run. Florida had successfully run several toss plays to the left in this game. They had tried it from a variety of different looks. It's obviously something Napier felt good about on film. And as I've said for Billy Napier's 3 years here, he is in fact a very creative and quality run game play designer. Look, Florida had not run the ball that well in this game. As I said before, they were fine. A shade under maybe 4.3 yards per carry entering this point in the game, entering this carry. So they were fine. Nothing great, nothing amazing. Here now in crunch time with a loaded box versus LSU, you might not expect to get anything magical. But LSU, as they said after the game, basically had 2 different play calls on. Half the team thought one thing, half the team thought the other. But looking at this play here, LSU is actually in perfectly fine shape to have this not be nearly as damaging as it is. But what does Florida go with? Let's see what Florida's going to open with here play-wise. What do we get? What do you think we get? You're probably already seeing it. Got some zone blocking here to the left. We're going to pull our tight end around here. And what is that going to be? Well, it's going to look like split zone again. Florida going to make this look like a lot. First, it looks like split zone, which earlier you've seen. Hey, we're going to wham this, right? He's going to go around this, make this look like a pass. So Florida's showing a lot of their common tendencies on bootlegs to the right on this play, showing basically all of that open up, looking like we're going to run fake here to no one just to get some eye candy in here. And again, could this be a rollout to the right? Is this what Florida's going to do? Instead, quick pitch to the left, just trying to hold these backside defenders. Unblocked man here, we held him. Linebacker here, we got him out of the gap. Now he cannot recover. Check. The fakes have worked. Now what's it looking like on the play side? All right, we've gotten driven back 4 yards here. This is going to be an edge player versus Badger, but Badger is holding his own, and we're driving away from the gap we're looking for with our left tackle, Barber, free to basically push on here and carry up the field. The rest of the O-line looks like we're absolutely winning. There's Hansen up there. This looks pretty good at the stem of the play, but we still have, right, an unblocked free defender coming in as a corner in this case. But look, Slaughter right now, huge win, right? Huge win over here. And here's obviously some guys underneath that have to come in late to fake. But look, we already know the ball does not get caught in these situations. And now I've got our pile on here, key block here. We've got to drive him out, not allow him to make the play. And again, the unblocked man is just never going to get ball. And now, can we get him, right? He's now the key. This is looking amazing by Hansen. Great stuff here by Najee Harris. I mean, this is awesome. This is awesome stuff. Can we beat this guy right here? He's the unblocked man. He's got to make a play. Not going to make it. But this is sensational. If you're in the film room here for Florida this week, you are watching this on repeat. I mean, that is how you do it. Najee, take the linebacker out. Hansen, let's get on here on the safety, and let's take a play that could be 5 to 10 yards, and let's make it something much bigger. There goes ball, corner, not going to get me. Now I've already got my eyes on the only guy who can get me. I see this last defender back. It's a foot race, and no, you're not going to get me. I'm finishing this play in the swamp. Knockout punch there for the Gators, right? Lights out appropriately. Knockout punch there for Florida. The freshman sensation Jaden Ball from the freshman sensation DJ Lagway into the end zone on a 55-yard rushing touchdown that seals this game for the Gators and puts them up 27-16. All right, here's a look at the end zone camera of this knockout punch in the LSU game. There's Najee Harris, not my marks, but a key block, of course, going to come from him. There's Hansen, the block we talked about. Badger early on, all these blocks I just showed you. There's the toss. Again, key action here is you have to deal with, right? If you're Ball, you get an unblocked A-gap player right there. He is unblocked. If you are not quick enough to get into this gap, then he's got you right here. But as we've seen Ball do time and time and time again, he's not even going to be touched by the unblocked A-gap defender. And we've got great blocks over here, right? Badger holds up, pile on push there by Barber. Najee Harris with a huge win. Hansen with the win. Corner is unblocked here. The only man who can stop this at this point. Bad angle, Ball again, does what Ball does, quick on his feet, explosive, gets him underneath him, drives by him, good leverage. Barber never even actually gets a block in this situation, and then it's Ball IDing the one man to beat, off to the races. Not going to get him. Big time run in the swamp. Big time run for Billy Napier and the Gators, picking up now their 4th win, presumably, versus a team that's going to finish with a 500 record or better. Of course, that's not a guarantee for LSU. And their 2nd win over a ranked opponent in the past couple of years. Big time moments in the swamp. 2 true freshmen getting it done there. Billy cooking up that design play. Florida, again, a run left multiple times in this game, and it pays dividends in the biggest moment for the Gators. Not something that we get to see too often during the Napier era. The victory formation, which is coming soon, and then coaches and players arguing at the end of the game, having a bit of a soap opera moment here. It kind of looks like he's looking lovingly at him, but really he's heartbroken, right? Brian Kelly is like, please, I've not lost to Napier. I can't lose to Napier. This guy was sort of fired, then pre-fired, then still here, then extended. They lost to Texas by 1,000,000 points last week. We were still theoretically in the playoff hunt after we lost to Alabama by 1,000,000 points. And, you know, what is happening? You lived in Gainesville for a year. I thought you were going to rescue me. And why? I can't, please. Just why do I have to look at this victory formation from the Gators? Something on the GNFP film review we don't see often. 4th time against, presumably, versus a team that's going to wind up having a 500 or better record. Here is the 4th time we're going to see it right there. Lagway knee into the ground for the W. Lagway moves to 3-1 as a starter for Florida. Right there. There it is. And the Gators now get a huge win, setting up a showdown with Ole Miss in the swamp on Saturday. As always, I'm James DiVirgilio, the host of the Gator Nation Football Podcast Film Review, and I enjoyed doing this review for you. I certainly hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back next week to break down all the action in the swamp versus Ole Miss.